My name's Danny Wood, and I live in a small town in Northeast.
Hey y'all, thanks for coming. We got food in the back. Please eat it. That's what it's there for. We're gonna get started in probably like 15 minutes, so thanks for coming.
find interesting is that phone, it's like 3 times the thickness of a normal phone. It has a fan, an Ethernet port, 2 USB-C ports, and a heatsink, but it doesn't have a fucking headphone jack. Why? Nobody who's buying that is buying it to use it with a Bluetooth headphone. That is like...
Hey, folks. Can you hear me? Is that working? Can you hear me? How about now? Any better? How's that? I think that's probably good. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Yikes. Johnson City, what's up? So good to see you. Thank you for being here. We're so happy to be here. My name's Kevin O'Reilly. I'm the executive director with Fulu, and we're pumped to be in Tennessee. The reason we're here, I think the reason that we're all here, right, is at some point we fell in love with technology, right? Would you agree? What do you love about technology? Convenience. Awesome. Anybody else? It's fun. Absolutely. Go ahead. Absolutely, right? To learn things, to learn new things, to play, to work, to connect with people, right? Technology, for a long time, was a force for good for all those things, but that balance has shifted, right? I think a lot of us feel that our technology is no longer working for us. We feel that we don't have control over the devices that we own, over the content that we've purchased. And there's something wrong with that, right? And so that's what our mission at Fulu is to restore that control, to restore ownership, and take back, kind of fight back against this erosion of our rights. So today we're going to do a few things. We're going to have Grace, who is Fulu's policy associate, talk a little bit about automatic content recognition. We are going to talk about right to repair, of course, which is kind of, I think, one of the foundational elements of this push for ownership. Louis is going to talk more about our mission and the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. And then every one of you is going to write a postcard to Representative Diana Harshbarger, who is a right to repair champ, but somebody we want to continue to build up so that we have allies in Congress. After that, hang out, say hi, tell your story. We're collecting stories, and we'll get to all of that. But thank you for being here. Let's get started. Grace, why don't you want to come and join us? A little round of applause for Grace. Big step. There you go.
This one?
Yep. Sweet.
Hello. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first of all, Grace, can you just introduce yourself, talk a little bit about the work you do, how you came to Fulu, and all that?
Yeah, for sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Grace. I'm Fulu's policy associate, as Kevin mentioned. I sort of came to this work because I studied agricultural policy and learned a lot about all the issues with tractors and the struggles that farmers face in repairing their things. Fast forward to after that, I did a bunch of anti-monopoly work and learned the extent to which tech companies are monopolizing our lives. So it's really exciting to be able to work here at Fulu and kind of blend those worlds together, work on repair, and also work to make sure that we're controlling the tech that we bought and own.
Awesome. So by raise of hands, how many of you own a smart television? Raise your hand. How many of you are familiar with automatic content recognition, or ACR? Pretty good.
I told you Lewis's followers, they would know.
Yeah, they know what's up.
Yeah, they know what's up. Well, I'm a normie, so I had no idea what ACR was until I started working at Fulu. As Kevin mentioned, it stands for Automated Content Recognition, which is a really fancy way of saying your TV is spying on you. Essentially, your TV is taking snapshots, whether it's video or audio, depending on the brand or manufacturer, of the things that you are watching and playing games, whatever you're doing on your TV, as often as every 10 milliseconds, which is pretty frequently. And then they're comparing those snapshots to a broader database of videos and sound clips that they have so that they can accurately track what you're watching and what you're doing with your TV.
That sounds terrible, but can you talk a little bit more about, so they're collecting all this data, what does that mean for us as consumers?
Yeah, I mean, it is terrible. Like I said, I'm a normie and I now no longer have a smart TV. It's like fully lobotomized. But I mean, for starters, it's creepy, right? Like, your TV, that's something that you bought and own that's sitting in your living room is spying on you. These companies are gathering your data and using it to build out a database of your personal information. This is including things like your race, your religious beliefs, your gender, your socioeconomic status, all of these things that are pretty personal, and your TV manufacturers are spying on that and selling that data so that they can advertise to you.
I hate that. So, right, we know that they're collecting this data so often. We know that they're selling it, in part because of a case that the Federal Trade Commission brought against Vizio back in 2017. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so in 2016, Vizio sued, or the FTC sued Vizio for violating the FTC Act. They were like, what you're doing is illegal because you are capturing content and spying on people without their knowledge. They said that's a deceptive practice. In 2017, the FTC resolved the case. What that meant was that Vizio kind of got a slap on the wrist fine of $2.2 million. It also meant that Vizio had to go and delete all of the data that they had gathered prior to 2016 when the lawsuit started. For context, pretty much everything we know about ACR comes from that case, which is now almost 10 years old. The FTC found that Vizio was gathering up to 100 billion data points every day.
Billion with a B.
With a B, billion, every day. From household TVs, just the Vizio brand. So now, after the FTC case resolved, TV manufacturers have to get your consent to spy on you. I use air quotes because oftentimes the reality is that ACR it's automatically on once you go through and set up your TV because it's buried in the terms and conditions, so the things that nobody is reading when they're just trying to set their TV up.
Just to check, do any of you read the terms and conditions? Wow, okay, Lewis's audience yet again. I don't, so y'all are...
So yeah, it's sketchy stuff, and it's really difficult to know also how to turn it off in a lot of cases because every brand, every model has different terms for automatic content recognition, often that imply improved user experience. Like one of them is literally improved user analytics, which is like, as a consumer, what does that tell you about what your TV is doing with your data? And turning it off can also be pretty buried in the settings menu. So not only is it taking many clicks to get to this setting that is also a different name in pretty much every TV. But yeah, it takes between 4 and 10 clicks, depending on your brand, to turn it off. So it's tricky.
Absolutely. And I feel like some of it is the fact that you have to go 4 to 10 clicks, navigate legalese, figure out what your brand decides to call it, improved user analytics or whatever it might be, right? Like that's just crazy. Also, they can't spy on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild also because it's like how many people even knew that this was happening? I mean, you guys are an exceptional bunch. You guys are special, but like I said, the normies like me, I had no idea that this was happening. And I think that that's the case with a lot of technology is that people don't understand how the technology that they're using is gathering data that can be used against them. One other important thing to point out is that if your TV is connected to internet, even if you turn your ACR off, any time a firmware update is pushed to that TV, it can turn your ACR back on. So as a consumer, you have to be really vigilant to continuously be turning your ACR off, which just shouldn't be a thing, right? Like these companies shouldn't be able to control the data that you personally turned off while you were sitting in your living room to be able to remotely turn it back on to spy on you.
Absolutely. And so Grace wrote a great blog about this, but one of the things that they found, right, is like what they're doing with this data is they're making a shit ton of money. That's a technical term. Right, like
$33 billion industry?
Yeah, $33 billion connected TV ad spend last year. It's projected to hit $47 billion by the end of this year. So they're making all this money, and meanwhile, we're just getting spied on, which is crazy to me. So we talked about like you can go through and turn it off. But what are the best options for us who want to continue to use our smart television?
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky, right? Because as I said, the ability to turn it off is kind of like something you have to be really monitoring. I currently, like I said, have a lobotomized TV, so my TV is not connected to the internet at all. But if your TV, let's say, like someone turns on the internet for your TV, all of that ACR data, again, that's data from your gaming console that's plugged into your TV, from the phone, you scan the QR code to link your Netflix with the TV. All of that is saved and sent once the TV goes online to the manufacturer. So really, it's like, overwhelmingly, people are saying the best thing to do is to not connect your TV to the internet. But as we all know, in an age of streaming, that's really difficult. And yeah, I really just feel as though there's kind of this barrier that people don't think about it as much. Like, it's one thing if, you're watching TV and the next day you get an ad for the show. Like, you're watching Friends and then you get an ad for like Central Perk merch, right? But like, if your neighbor was watching you watch TV through your window and then the next day tried to sell you a Central Perk mug, you would be weirded out, right? Like, that's not normal in a human way. And so I feel like there are these sort of distances that make it seem less creepy and weird than it actually is.
Yeah, if my neighbor did that, I'm calling the cops. And I haven't called the cops on my TV manufacturer yet, but maybe that needs to change. Awesome. Well, Grace, thanks for telling us a little bit about that and about our research into ACR.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's right. One of the things that we've been looking at as we're working on ownership is data, is control, is the way that things are being used against us. But a big part of the work we do as well is for the right to repair, right? We talked about right to repair, this idea that you should be able to fix stuff when it breaks. And there are all sorts of technological barriers. There are physical barriers. I saw somebody in where's your schematic shirt? Like, listen, you can't get schematics to stuff, and that it gets in the way, and that's not the way the thing should be. So we've been doing a lot of work on right to repair. We actually have somebody from a Tennessee organization, the Legacy Society. His name's Walter Banks Jr. He couldn't be here tonight because it's primary day, it's election day, and so those politicos got cool parties to go to that are cooler than ours apparently. But he sent in a little bit about his support for the right to repair. So let's go ahead and play that now.
Hey y'all, Walter Blanks Jr. here, co-founder and executive director of the Legacy Society. Free markets and limited regulation are some of the principles and values that we hold near and dear to our hearts. That includes the right to repair or freedom to fix. I'm also a small business owner and a real estate investor. Thank you so much for coming to tonight's event. Your support for these issues are critical to getting enduring freedom to fix reforms over the finish line. I believe when you buy a product, be it a home appliance, car, laptop, cell phone, or any other numerous devices, that when you own that product, you should have the right to repair that device yourself at the store or the businesses where you purchase them or via a third-party repair shop. There are countless local repair shops run by hardworking Tennesseans, providing a service for a price that consumers are ultimately choosing. Now, some manufacturers want to put anti-competitive moats that prevent you from getting your device repaired outside of their extremely restrictive ecosystem. That is wrong and anti-free market. President Trump recently signed an executive order on freedom to fix. However, Congress needs to act on broad-based legislation that includes updating the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Our own Tennessee Congresswoman, Diana Harshbarger, has been a leader on right to repair, and I encourage our entire federal delegation for Tennessee to support local consumers and local small businesses by passing legislation to fix the DMCA. I hope tonight's event in Johnson City goes well.
Cool. Thank you, Walter. So, like you said, right? We should have choice. Ownership should come with this kind of control. And I'm curious, most of you have heard of right to repair, I assume. What context did you first hear about it in? Electronics, Lewis. Tractors, Tesla batteries. So tractors, right, that is one of the most important things. And in my previous work, I've been working on the right to repair and as a part of the rights repair movement for the better part of the last decade, it did a lot of work with farmers to, first of all, help document how John Deere, Case IH, AGCO, the mechanisms by which they lock farmers out of fixing their own tractors, but also looking at the downstream effects. And so one of the people that I was lucky enough to meet in my work on that was Danny Wood, who actually sent this in. We were in Boulder a couple weeks ago. He's from Colorado, but he's got just a incredible story about what these digital locks do, right? Ultimately, the DMCA protects digital locks. It prevents repair, but it goes so much further. And so that's the next clip we're going to play for you here.
My name's Danny Wood, and I live in a small town in northeast Colorado. It's called Pete's. We have a large dryland farm, and we raise winter wheat, prozone millet, dryland corn, and grain sorghum, which is milo. I am the District 1 director for the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union, which is a three-state organization of Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico. And my wife helps me and our son, and he has some of his own farming also. And the other issue we had, and I'm actually sitting in the field right by the tractor, Case IH Steiger 370, and it was a year old. We'd bought it, four-wheel drive tractor, articulated four-wheel drive tractor. And when I bought it, an older gentleman had it, and he didn't have all the guidance system and the performance monitor and all that in it. So I had him install all that. I think it was $23,000 or something like that to have that all installed, which it's all worth it when it's working. So we had it put in. Everything was working great. We went to plant corn with it that year, and it wouldn't control the fertilizer. It was supposed to do all that. Well, I called them back, or I was under the understanding it was supposed to go. I called them, and they said, well, that's a feature that we have to unlock. All an unlock is it's you pay them a fee, and it's an electronic thing. They unlock the system, and it'll let it do that. So we did that, and it worked great that day. Well, the next day, my son went to use it, and it wouldn't control that again. So I called him, told him it's not working. They said, well, it'll be 3 days before we can get there. And when you're planting, you don't have 3 days to sit around and wait, because that's a critical time to get your crop in the ground. But we had no choice. We could not. We tried everything in the world, and we couldn't get it to work. So we had to wait for the 3 days. The technician showed up, crawled in the tractor, and said, that's what I figured. Well, I asked him what's wrong, and he said, it lost its code. It just was a 5-digit code. He said it lost that code. So he put that code back in, and everything worked fine. Well, I made sure that I took a picture of that code, so if it ever happened again, we could fix it ourselves. And then the worst thing about that is I had paid him, I think it was $1,100 or $1,200 to unlock that feature, and there should be some kind of warranty behind it. I mean, it was 2 days later. They sent me a bill for the service call for $900 to come put that code back in that tractor, which they could have done that. They could have told us over the phone and we could have entered it. But so it's just things like that. I know in the grand scheme of things, the $900 service call was not a big deal, but it is. $900 is $900. You add that up a few times through the years, and that adds up to a lot of money. And like I said, when you're paying them huge prices up front, they shouldn't be charging you to come back out because it lost its code. That's not on me. That's on their equipment. But I just think when you buy something and you own it, you should own it fully, not own like that tractor sitting right out here in the field. I should have known that piece of iron, but not the stuff that makes that iron run. When I bought that, I bought it as a unit that should run. Everything should work. And I believe in having to pay for the unlocks and everything to get everything to work, but you only have to pay once. You should not have to pay for them to come back out and enter digital code, because that digital code, when you bought that unlock, should be accessed to you. That should be your code, and you should have that forever. And that's why I took a picture of it, and we will always have that code. The kid wasn't very happy that I did it, but it's like, dude, this is my tractor, and I'm going to take a picture of that.
Danny Wood is a hero. Awesome. Well, I could tell you more about Section 1201 of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, but we have someone here who can do that a hell of a lot better than I can. So without further ado, Louis Rossman.
I keep hitting the button because my own browser extension keeps spamming me. Turn up number 3.
Yes. So before we get into the problem with modern ownership, I thought we would discuss what ownership used to mean. The classic definition, the 14th century definition. In the 14th century, purchase used to mean to acquire in exchange for payment, money, or an equivalent. The action of obtaining something in exchange for payment or money in equivalent. Buying, the usual sense. This is the 2026 definition of ownership. From Sony, as of December 31st, 2023, due to our content licensing arrangements with content providers, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Discovery content, and it will be removed from your video library. We sincerely thank you for your continued support. They didn't use the word rent, stream, view. They used the word purchase, and then they took it away. And the reason they were able to do that is because on page 21 of the contract, it says the use of the words purchase, sell, sale, sold, or own do not convey any transfer of actual ownership. Redefining words like this that have been something for at least 700 years is not something you should be able to do on page 21 of a contract. Another useful word is lifetime. Lifetime used to mean, in the 14th century, when things made a little more sense here, the duration of a person or animal's life, the period over time over which a person's life extends. And now it means this. How many people have had to purchase a textbook for college? How many of you couldn't use last year's textbook because they changed the ordering of the questions or some shit, even though calculus hasn't changed for several centuries? So here, now you can't see this because of my crappy screenshot, but 180 days for the book is $63. 1 year is, I think, $80, and lifetime is $110. So if you want to have your textbook for life, it's $110. This is what happens when you spend money on a lifetime license. Lifetime typically means, not means up to 5 years, typically means 5 years of online access, and permanent downloads to a supported device. Devices are not permanently supported. Big surprise. Amazon has also done this with books, where if you bought a book that said it did not have digital rights management and you have the ability to download the book, not anymore. You actually cannot download your books on Amazon. And this has resulted in several publishers actually, instead of releasing a new edition of their book, they edited existing editions of the book. And there are people that actually purchased 1984 on Amazon, and after purchasing it, it was actually taken out of their library. It's just funny of all the books that do that too. They've also sold books that did not have DRM, otherwise known as digital rights management, because I despise acronyms. Digital rights management is when the company has the ability to manage how you use the product that you have been sold. They have said that they do not have DRM, and when it was added, nothing was changed. How many people here have kids? How many of you bought a baby monitor so you could hear when the kid's crying? How much did it cost, approximately?
Oh, this was 20 years ago.
About approximately. Okay, so you double or triple it, $60 to $90. How many other people? Baby monitor. How much did you pay for it? Okay, this is a baby monitor that costs $400. You would think when you spend $400 on what is essentially a walkie-talkie that it would continue to work with the features that it was advertised as. This has sleep tracking, analytics, environmental sensors. However, it connects to a server, so they're able to turn it into a subscription and give you a little, why am I seeing this? You're seeing this because somebody else bought the company. They decided they wanted $5 to $10 a month for your baby monitor to continue to work. Even wheelchairs have this problem. Catching the bus is indeed a subscription service. If you have a wheelchair and you want it to go 8 kilometers an hour instead of 5 kilometers an hour, with the new model, you now have to pay for the unlock. Even people with multiple sclerosis are not immune to dealing with this. That person actually wound up coming out with an unlock for it, which was great. In the time since the first tour date that we did in June, a company that makes pipe leak sensors and pipe exploding sensors had announced that instead of their product dying on December of 2027, they were just going to let it die in August of 2026. So I'm sure nobody's basement is going to get flooded or anything because of that. Not like a pipe leak sensor is anything of great importance. Sony actually did it again. One of my favorites here is they went from, as of September 1st, 2026, due to our content licensing arrangements, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Studio Canal content, and it will be removed from your video library. They didn't do it once, they did it twice, and my personal favorite is the logo right here, under saying we've taken away what you bought and paid for. Play has no limits. Since then, any of you here have a BMW? A little round of, did you get an ad for the new Spider-Man movie in your BMW? They started, okay, you have an older one, good. Yeah, you 20-year, okay, you have a 2005 model. You can't get ads for Spider-Man. They started putting ads. They actually said, could you lower it a little? They said, to say I'm selling you the screen to play a commercial, I don't see it, it's a private space. They said they were not going to put ads inside the vehicle because it is your private space. And then, yeah, this happened about a year later. So you can watch it. They actually used phrasing describing it as a special surprise for our viewers. And this is the point at which I think I snapped. This company that makes smart home products like thermostats and leak sensors and things like that went bankrupt, and after somebody purchased the company, they sent out a firmware update to all the devices so that your thermostat would now be a $117 a year subscription. And that was the point at which I just thought enough is enough. When I started doing my videos on board repair back in 2014, I never thought that it would get large enough that a company like Apple would actually notice. But I did receive a cease and desist via the phone from Kilpatrick and Townsend, their law firm, and it was kind of obvious why. Because if you take a look, all the schematics that I was showing on screen said this: information contained is proprietary property of Apple Inc. The possessor agrees to the following: not to reproduce or copy this document, to maintain it in confidence, and not to reveal it or publish it. There are at least 100 or 200 million views on videos where I am showing this document and showing you how to fix things. And now, I know that, how many people here find it fun to get sued? Raise your hand. I love it. It is more fun than alcohol to me. No offense to the great liquor that you all have here. I enjoy getting sued. It makes me excited. It's what wakes me up in the morning, especially when it's being done by a bully. But most people, they don't like getting sued. So we tried to come up with some way to bring attention to the fact that this law that we're going to talk about sucks. I knew when I was working on this stuff, I see hundreds of thousands of people are learning how to fix things that they did not know how to fix before. A lot of people are making money off of fixing things. People are saving money off of fixing things. So I figured if I'm doing the right thing, even if the law says this, I have a feeling that somehow things are going to work themselves out. And that's why I've always found getting sued to be incredible fun. And one of my competitors recently, for those who have been following my videos, they're going to figure that out too. So we decided to put out a bounty against this for the company Future Home. This is a video that was edited about 1 a.m. And instead of it just being, here's what the company did, we said, if somebody comes out with a workaround for this so people can use their thermostats again without having to pay a ransom fee of $117 a year, we'll give you $5,000. And somebody actually took up the challenge. But before they took up the challenge, the new CEO of the company said that this is considered illegal hacking. Mr. Oyvind Fries, my apologies if I mispronounced the name. I don't know how you pronounce the O with the cross thing through it. He said that it is regrettable that we must now spend time and resources on strengthening the security of a sought-after service rather than further developing functionality for the benefit of our customers. This is illegal hacking. So let's get this straight. A company sends out a firmware update to your device that stops it from working unless you pay them. Does anybody here have a word for that? Ransomware. That is a business model. But when we say we will pay $5,000 to an open source developer who gives people a solution so they can get back their thermostat, that's a crime. Now, this is Norway. So in Norway, he's full of shit. That is not a crime in Norway. He's done nothing wrong. But in the United States, that developer did. Because Section 1201 of the DMCA says that if there is a digital lock in order to protect access to a protected work, you get around it and you show somebody else how to do it, that can be up to 3 to 5 years in federal prison. And this is a law that a lot of people don't know exists, but it is one of the reasons that you don't see people coming out with jailbreaks for your television so that you can use the Netflix app for the Netflix that you pay $20 or $30 a month for without that information being sent to LG and advertisers without your consent. We came out with this bounty program, and somebody actually came out with a solution. You can now use your thermostat with Home Assistant, and you don't have to deal with any of their crap. And we also repeated that when it came to Nest. Anybody here have a Nest thermostat? Anybody here know what the expiration date is on the Nest thermostat? Anybody could guess? How long until they stop working?
5 years.
They don't advertise it. They don't tell you. It's never written on the box. So a lot of people who bought this thermostat not realizing that it could be turned off at some point were quite surprised. We did the same thing, and we put out a bounty for $14,772 if somebody could come up with a way to make the Nest 1 and 2 work again, even though Google did not want them to. And somebody actually did claim that. I believe it was Cody Kosiemba. Yeah, Cody Kosiemba claimed that with the no longer evil solution, a nice play on words on Google's old model before they disabled the shit you bought and paid for. Now, so he broke a digital lock, he showed people how to do it, even though it was for repair, and he accepted money. That means that he can get in trouble with up to, potentially, if Google decided to sue him, if they wanted that PR disaster, 3 to 5 years in federal prison. And we believe that he should not be a federal criminal for allowing people's thermostats to work again. Another company, Echelon. This one is one that did not get much press originally. It's not like I need another excuse to not use my exercise equipment after I buy it. They made an exercise bike that would work with any application that you wanted until they sent out a firmware update that disabled it from working with other apps. Would it surprise anybody here that the exercise bikes app that they had at around the time that they disabled you being able to use other apps had ads and subscriptions and other stuff in it? No, nobody's surprised. Imagine that. So we put out a bounty for this, and the person won it, but they decided not to release the program. And I understand. Again, lots of people don't share my hobby for getting sued and getting in legal trouble. So, and what we were trying to do with this is a heads I win, tails you lose. Anybody watch The Honeymooners? Remember when Ralph and Norton would always do the coin flip? Ralph always won because it was heads he wins, tails you lose. What we were looking to do was bring awareness that this is an issue. If somebody releases a solution, hundreds of thousands of people have their stuff back and they know why they do. Great. And if they don't release the solution, then we get to get around this nonsense that occurs when we show up to hearings around the country to talk about why this is a problem. Anytime we bring up that this is an issue, we get something like this.
My name is Samantha Kerschel, and I'm the Executive Director for TechNet. Respectfully, we are testifying in opposition to Senate Bill 5799 today. We believe this legislation is in search of a problem that does not exist.
Something that's resonated with me is something that you heard early on here, is this is legislation in search of a problem.
They will always say that anytime you bring up any of these issues that they don't exist. So if I can point and say, okay, would you be happy with the law being reformed so that this person is not a federal criminal for fixing the thermostat? Oh, okay, you don't want that law to be reformed? Okay, cool. Then yes, it is a problem. And what I also find interesting about the lobbyists that often lobby against consumer rights in these cases is very often they don't believe the things that they're saying. Do you think either of these two people believe this? No. How many? Raise your hand if you think they believe it. The first lobbyist had said on Twitter, I am experiencing phone issues. The phone is on, but the screen is black. I've tried everything. It's time for, and you'd have to click that, and they deleted their Twitter and their Facebook very soon after publishing this. A new phone. I'm sorry. It sucks that I can't find a place to fix this. They don't even believe the things that they're saying. Now, I'm very biased. I like owning my hardware, I like owning my stuff, and I like being able to tinker with my things. And I own a repair company. And many people will say that when I want this law reformed, I'm just doing it for my own personal interest. It's not really that bad a law. So I figured I would play you what the person who created the DMCA has to think about his own law so that you could hear from a less biased perspective what they think of it. This is Bruce Lehman. He wrote the white paper for the DMCA in 1994, and he wrote what eventually became the DMCA around 1995 and 1997.
Unfortunately, at least in some areas, our policies haven't worked out too well. Our attempts at copyright control, at least thus far, have not been successful. But I don't just blame teenagers and college students. I really blame the moguls in the music industry, because had they been thinking about these business models when we were doing our work in 1994 in the Clinton administration, had they been developing effective online distribution models when the internet first came into business, had they been talking to Steve Case when AOL first started to become a big deal and really seriously developing an online business model, perhaps we would not be in the situation that we are. But the culture of that industry was such that, those people were concerned principally with and their talents were developing talent, understanding public taste. They didn't know anything about distribution or technology or anything like that. Minions dealt with that. Well, their industry has paid the price. Hopefully there's not any, I won't be quoted in the U.S., but
I'm definitely going to be quoting him on that.
Afraid our Clinton administration policies didn't work out very well. Now, a lot of people accused me at the time of doing an end run around Congress and everybody else by negotiating these treaties and then coming back and saying, well, because we submitted this to Congress before the treaties process was completed, then coming back and saying, well, now you have to do this, Congress, because we've agreed to a treaty. And I would say that they're probably right, that it was an end run and it was partly deliberate. And the final statute that comes out, was a guy who was the head of then the biggest record company in the world, Warner Records, and he was a very nice guy. And he wrote a book a few years later after he retired and confirmed what I always thought to be the case about record industry executives. Record industry executives are impresarios. And the most successful record industry executives, I would characterize as 45-year-old man who can think like a 17-year-old girl and likes to hang out at 3 o'clock in the morning and do drugs with rock stars. And he basically admitted to all of that in his book that he wrote several years later. Unfortunately, that is not a mindset, a part of the brain that does very well at evolving new business models for highly complex technologies.
Unlisted. Okay. I will. All right. So he admits that this law did not do what he sought out. Check. He admits that the people who wanted this law were horrible at crafting new business models. He admits that he did an end run around Congress to get it done, which is kind of arguably illegal. And he admits that the people that wanted this pushed through are mostly junkies. If we're not able to reform this law, forget about running a repair company or a nonprofit. We are not qualified to watch the floor here at the end of the night, which is why we're going to be asking you for help in getting this law reformed. So we're going to be giving out postcards to all of you that we'd like you to use to write your representative to get them to see this law for the problem that it is, so that people who want to be able to make these devices work again after the manufacturers have bricked them or screwed them up or installed spyware in them can do them without having to worry about potentially going to prison, can do this without having to worry about getting legal notices. Every week I get a notice from a new Home Assistant developer, somebody who makes a Mazda or a Haier, anybody or a LG integration that allows you to be able to use your thermostat or control your car from your phone without having to go through the manufacturer's servers, that gets some sort of DMCA Section 1201 notice saying that you're not allowed to. And recently, how many of you have heard of a game called Rocksmith or Slopsmith? Anybody here? Ever hear of this? You may notice that they don't have their game up on GitHub anymore because of Ubisoft being not happy with them. And we have something to say about that you're going to see shortly. But we don't think that this law should be used as a cudgel for people who are creative or technical innovators that want to make things work after the manufacturer has ended support for it. You bought it, you should own it. And that's about that.
Awesome. Thanks, Lewis. Perfect. Thank you, Lewis. I love that. It's like watching him record a video in real life. It's one of my favorite things. So now it's time to do something about it, right? We can get together, we can know that we're right, but ultimately if our leaders in Washington, D.C. don't know that we think this is a problem, if they don't understand the problem, then nothing's going to change. So we've got two things that we want you to do. First of all, we're about to take action today, but when it comes to action tomorrow, when it comes to action next month, please pull out your phones. We've got a Zulip server where it's like Discord essentially, but it's open source. We're going to be talking and sharing updates. This is an opportunity for y'all to connect with folks in your community around this and stay kind of in the know and active. But for today, what we're going to do is write postcards. Everybody got a postcard? Anybody not get a postcard? Great, awesome. If we can get one over to them. So what you're going to do is, again, write a letter to Representative Diana Harshbarger, someone who we think should be strong on this, but could use a little push maybe in the right direction. So there's a few steps here, right? What you want to do, you want to first of all say, dear Representative Diana or Representative Harshbarger, share your story, right? It's important that these are personalized. They get form emails all the time. Maybe you've done those, clicked submit petition. That's important. It's even better when it's handwritten and it's got a personal story. So tell them why this matters to you. Encourage them to support the Freedom to Fix Act. This is the legislation that we're currently pushing for, which would reform Section 1201 to make it so that repair is no longer a crime. The things that Cody Kosiemba did that these other hackers are doing is no longer a crime. So do that, and then sign your postcard and put your name and address, right, so that they know that you're either a constituent or that you live in the state and you're not just somebody from, I don't know, a carpetbagger from Chicago like myself. Awesome. So do that, write a postcard, and then after that, hang out, talk to each other, say hi to Lewis, say hi to me. We want to hear about, in addition to the postcards, we want to hear about how this impacts your lives. There's an opportunity to go and share your story over in the corner. Grace will be filming folks. Grab some merch, grab a drink, but most of all, thank you all for being here, right? This coming together, this kind of action is how we're going to actually change things. Lewis can't do it alone. I certainly can't do it alone. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking action, and so excited to work with you all moving forward.
Test 1. Does this work? This mic actually, okay, this works. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the person that found all the Bruce Lehman footage. Right here. Right here. No, she doesn't want to be on camera.
I mean, it's not mine. You have the right to have it.
Thank you. Excellent.
Everybody, just so you know, you've got stickers, right, with the address. Put that on the right side, and then when you're done, we've got a bin at the second table over there. We'll throw a stamp on it, and we'll get it in the mail for you. So you can drop that off. We're going to take off. Thank you. We are going to be wearing beer today.
Hello. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
My name's Otto.
Good meeting you. Thank you. This is a very beautiful area. I like it here.
Yeah, we're actually, we drove 2.5 hours.
Wow. Where from?
Crossville,
Cool.
halfway between Knoxville and Nashville.
Awesome.
He's been wanting to come, and I'm here for the ride.
I've been to Chattanooga and Nashville, but I've never been here. One of my best friends grew up here.
Yeah, it's a pretty place.
It's gorgeous. I love the hills.
First time we've been here, too.
You could tell there's more water here than Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, way more. Like everything's green and not like Texas.
We've always wanted to go to Austin if we ever go to Texas. We've only driven through on the way to the coast.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Austin.
Oh, cool. Yeah. There's lots of people. Lots of people showed up. Nice. This had a good turnout. Hello. Huh? Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're here.
So, is this specifically focused DMCA only, or the broader right to repair, like the John Deere and automotive? Did you hear about like GM and Ford execs went to Trump and they're like, we don't want people working on the cars anymore?
Yeah, they're talking about the Repair Act. Diana Harshbarger, the local congresswoman, actually did sign the one that they don't like. They want a watered down version of that, and that's what you're referring to. So there's an act. I have it on my computer screen, actually. It was the Repair Act. It says that if there are any sort of barriers, it should be analyzed every 3 to 5 years, that you and the independent mechanic should be able to get access to any of the data that the car is putting out. That's the one that they don't like. So your congresswoman actually already co-sponsored an act that does a good portion of that. Okay. It hasn't passed yet, though.
Yeah, okay. Well, I hate that cars now tattletale on you. You know,
Yes.
You have no privacy in the car, so they're selling your data, and you can't opt out of it. I won't buy a modern car past like 2012 or 14. You know, I buy cars and sell them, but you can't work on modern cars. You need expensive equipment, and then you need to pay for subscriptions to program them, you know, so it's like, it's terrible. I don't know. I'll never own a 2026 or newer car because now they got cameras on you.
I don't blame you. Yeah, there's also Thomas Massie tried to get rid of that, but he got kicked out of office. And there's also, in the EU, they're mandating that, I don't know the exact law because I don't follow everything in the EU, but I know that there's something about driver awareness sensors or something, and that's weird.
Wow.
I don't want to be watched everywhere. It's one thing if you choose it.
Exactly.
Like if somebody buys a Tesla and they want the full self-driving, that's one thing, but if you want something with 2000 level computer in it, then you should be able to get something with that. But you can't.
Yeah.
Pleasure meeting.
Hey, man. Thanks. Can I get a picture?
Absolutely.
Hey, my buddy, he died in 2024, but he moved from
sorry.
upstate New York in 2008, and New York was still till 2024 sending them letters, tax bills, and I'm wondering if you get that in Texas years after moving out of New York.
I still, like the last one that I got was about 6 weeks ago. Maria actually looks at all my mail, so if you ask her, she gets mail from New York about once a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just put it in
can escape New York.
I just put it in a paper shredder at this point.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, my friend.
Thank you for all your work.
Hello. Pleasure to meet you.
Ethan. So I would hope that the right to repair extends to not just like these little thermostats, the computers and stuff. Eventually it's going to work our way to appliances, right? Can you imagine a time where your smart HVAC system gets turned off just because of a firmware update? Like,
there are a lot of concerns about that. I don't know if you saw it recently. It went viral. This one guy was talking about an inverter board for a Carrier air conditioner that cost about $8,900. It was like a 4 or a 5 ton unit, and it was something like $8,700 or $8,900. And I think that one of them is going to be how you can get a rebate if you sign up for a smart thermostat. You can get a rebate, but they set the temperature. And then the question is, are they going to try to automatically opt you into that? Because I know that Google had testified in 2020 in either Washington or Oregon, I forget, I got to look it up, but they had testified that they think that should be an opt-in. It shouldn't be. It should be opt-out, not opt-in, meaning that you have to click something separate to get out of that part of the program. And I think that if I'm connecting my thermostat to the internet, you being able to adjust it should be something that I have to explicitly opt into, not something on page 21 of the terms of service.
yeah, exactly. We wouldn't want people to have to be aware that they're going to get sidelined by this, right? We wouldn't want people to buy an appliance expecting it to work, right? But you wouldn't want your grandma to buy a new HVAC system. And it's like, well, man, you're going to have to sign up on this app, and then the app will control your HVAC system for you, your water heater, or even your refrigerator, right? Oh, whoops, you forgot to enable ads. I'm just going to turn off your refrigerator and your HVAC. Just horrible.
Yeah, so this one law that we're looking for, it would make an exemption for Section 1201 of the DMCA for the purpose of repair, but it's not for purpose of repair of game console or car. It's just for purposes of, if you're breaking a digital lock for the purposes of repair, period. That's that. And the ESA has been very good at trying to get around this in certain states. So I know that the Minnesota right to repair bill excludes game consoles. There are a lot of them that exclude game consoles. People ask, why does this exclude that? And they lobbied extensively for it. And the people that were voting yes said, we are going to vote no if you don't put this in there. It's not because I don't like game consoles. It's not because I don't think people should be able to fix their tractors or their air conditioners. It's usually because it's hard to actually get, for lack of a better way to put it, there's always something else people are looking at, right?
Yeah. That's the magician's trick, right? Focus on here, not here, right?
First, there's all the culture war issues. Outside of the culture war issues, the last stop on this was Spokane, Washington. Literally, as we were leaving, there was a fire engulfing the entire city from where I could see. I'm at the airport, and I thought my plane was on fire. So if they were going to go to the legislature to discuss what can we do with wildfire prevention? Are we funding this properly? There's always something that's going to be higher on the list than breaking digital locks in a law that came out in 1997.
Right.
That's the best part of the challenge.
Right, of course. And really, when you bring up these fires, right, imagine the sprinkler system being online all the time. Maybe an engineer or maybe a social engineer would want to make sure that the sprinkler systems are on to try to prevent that. And then magically, firmware update comes out, you can't get to it anymore, or that stuff is just outright sold, right? Where's the protection for people like that? You know what I mean? If I've put all this money into it, I don't want to be under your company name anymore. How do I opt out?
It was a pleasure meeting you, my friend. Sorry, my hand is all sweaty. My hand's all sweaty. Sorry about that. Sorry, man.
A picture?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you. Let's just turn the thing around so I can see. I can see what the camera sees. And see if this is visible. Hello. Pleasure to meet you. Oh, cool. Thank you for coming out.
Can we get a picture with you?
Yeah, sure,
I
absolutely.
got a question for you also.
Go for it.
So, like, I try to, like, bring up these issues to, like, people at work, right? What do you do when, like, you talk to these people, my friends, right? And I'll say, you know, with these TVs, all this spyware in today's world, and I say, well, they're like, what can I do about it? And why should I care? They already have all my data. What can you say to, like, kind of like, I don't want to be the guy trying to force it down their throat, like, well, you should care about this and this and this, but I also want my friends to, you know, care about these issues, like, their data's getting sold, but they say, well, it's already too late, it's already, you know, there's nothing you can do about it, the issue's too big at this point. What would you say?
Well, if it's people that I don't like, if they're somebody that I don't like saying, if you have nothing to hide, when it's somebody I don't like, I'll say, let me see your phone, right? That's an easy one. Because like, I'm not looking to change your minds, I'm looking to let other people see how ridiculous it is. When it's people that I like, it's very different. Because the biggest mistake that I find activists make is they are annoying, and then people don't like them, and then when they don't like you, they do the opposite of whatever it is because they associate your cause with you annoying them. And I think, like, if I drive down the road in an electric car, and an F-350 turbo diesel goes in front of me and rolls coal, is that because they really, really hate that I was driving an electric car? Did I really bother them? Or is it that somebody in their life who shares the view that my car is more efficient or better for the environment than them, has been annoying to them, has talked down to them, has treated them like less than, and they're just like, fuck you. So I find it's very important to, like, the entire brand of activism I've done, even with Right to Repair, is I'm not going to tell you should care about fixing things. I'm going to make it fun. I'm going to, like, we'll fix a board on live stream, we'll make it fun. Here's how to do it yourself. So if they say it's $2,000, here's how you can do it yourself. If you want to do this for other people, here's how you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this for other people instead of working at Walmart, even if you don't have a degree. So I'm always trying to find a way to get people hooked and enjoying what it is that I like so that they don't find my cause to be annoying. So I understand the urge to how do I get people to care? If it's people that you like and care about, sadly the slow way. You wait until, like, once there's a certain news article, once there's a news article that comes out about it, like, at some point they'll care. At some point they'll say, there's too many ads on this, the price of this thing went up from 20 to 30. And then when you help them, when you could show them, here's how you can get that same thing that they were subscribing to for free, then after you've helped them out in some way, then you can revisit the issues that you care about and tie it in. But everybody hates being lectured, and I understand. I wanted to, but it's a very good question. I appreciate the asking.
Right. It kind of feels like it's a death of 1,000 cuts, right? Like, this company does it, and then this company does it. All of a sudden, it's like everyone's doing it. It kind of feels like the new norm.
Sadly.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like there's no one big, like, jump, like, boom, it's in your face. I feel like that was what would cause someone to do that, but that's not what's happening. It's one company at a time.
Yeah, if Sony announced that the death of physical games in 2013, instead of now, it would have had a much different reaction because you wouldn't have had this death of 1,000 cuts of not owning what you bought and paid for. But, like, the reason that they can do it now and get, I'm not saying they didn't get backlash, they did not get what they would have gotten 10 or 15 years ago, is because it's been happening so slowly in so many different areas, and that's how they get you.
Gotcha. I appreciate you.
Pleasure meeting you again, sir. Sorry for the sweaty hand.
All good, all good.
Hello. Pleasure to meet you.
My name's Caleb. I just wanted to tell you I appreciate all you're doing and being a voice in the space. Just words of encouragement is all. I felt this way about owning controlling what you own and repairing stuff, but I didn't really have words for it until I came across you, and I just wanted to say thank you, and I appreciate it because I've been more educated from watching your stuff, and I've been able to tell my friends and family about it, and I don't know, just wanted to say hi and thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming out. Hello. Hello. Pleasure to meet you. Sorry, my hand is sweaty.
So I guess this is the tell the story part.
Yeah.
So, I'll move over here. End of the thing. So I actually got started with this kind of weird. I started working on vintage computers, and what happened is I was started to compare the things that I saw in the old ones with the new ones, and how with the old ones, I mean, Microsoft was still Microsoft. Internet Explorer is evil. all that stuff, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it is now. It is horrific now. And seeing the difference between having to make a Microsoft account to even get into your computer versus just being able to get into your computer local accounts.
When you look at what Microsoft got in trouble for back in the day, they gave you a free web browser with your operating system. Like when you think about that, even though I did not use Internet Explorer, fuck Internet Explorer, they gave you a free web browser with your operating system. That was enough for people to lose their shit. Now, I mean, you could turn off people's devices after they've bought and paid for them and nobody cares.
Yeah. Yeah, and they did it in the most underhanded way possible, too. Completely eliminating Netscape Navigator, just thrashing it with, oh, well, you know, and Windows 98, of course, making it become a part of the operating system, you know, when it wasn't necessary at all. There's plenty of utilities to remove that bloatware from the system.
Well, I mean, if you remove Mozilla Firefox from Linux using the XFCE, you can't browse for files anymore, obviously. There's no other way to browse for files without using your web browser.
Yeah, of course. There's not there's not something like a dedicated file manager or anything, you know. There's
no Thunar, no Dolphin.
No, it's just straight up nothing works. And the worst part is with like 98 Lite, for instance, it just brings back the Windows 95 shell. They could have just done that. And I know this is kind of a digression from, you know, the modern day today, but it's very obvious that since the beginning, this was the goal. Like, I have a compact Presario with a K62350 in it, and our factory restored it with the CD, and the first thing that pops up is, guess what? Oh, we want all your information. We want your address. We want to know who's using this computer. We want to know everything. They just didn't have the technology. They would have done it had they had the technology. They didn't have the technology, and now they have the technology.
The sad thing is there's this one guy that loaded up a 26 or 27-year-old old ThinkPad, I think, and he opens Word, and it's faster than opening it on a modern machine, even if you use Linux, even if you have an SSD. It was actually faster starting up Word in 1999.
Oh, yeah, and the thing with that is I think there is a problem with bloatware everywhere now. I really do. And I think the problem with it is that back then they had severe hardware restrictions, right? You know, you had a 486 with 8 megabytes of RAM. You're not going to be able to fill all that RAM with a bunch of worthless garbage.
You got to be a good engineer. Like, even with recording, it's something like the Moody Blues. I forget the album they did in 1967. It's on the tip of my tongue. I hate that I forget the name of it. But this album sounds exceptional. I love that one period of time where you have top-tier audio engineers and producers that were working with garbage. I shouldn't say garbage, but like the signal-to-noise ratio on there, where it distorts, whatever, the consoles, everything else. You had to find the sweet spot on every single fucking piece of gear to make things not sound like shit. And now even for this, like I have some 32-bit audio recorder. I don't even pay attention, which my viewers probably hate, but I don't have to pay attention. I don't have to have a sound person and a video person here to make sure everything is perfect. I can get good enough because it's so good. So then you just wind up with, I don't even bother with setting levels on any of this stuff because it's just going to do a perfect recording later. But when you're not putting effort in, you wind up getting shittier results.
Yeah, I think with software, it's become very apparent that they're counting on people having like 32 gigabytes of RAM, which I remember when 8 gigabytes was a lot. And that drives me mad. It drives me crazy. When I can use my 8088 running at 8 megahertz with 640K of RAM to load up a word processor and everything I need to do on it, and I mean, obviously that's going to be a little slow, but the fact that it's faster than some new computers at doing that task at 8 megahertz with 640K is ridiculous.
My previous boss, the guy Aaron that works at Fudo, he's one of the co-founders of WhatsApp, he's making a programming language called FUBS, and the whole idea behind it is that any program you write in it should be able to run on bare metal on the system that it's made for without, like, no kernel, no operating system, no nothing. He made this program that makes the towers of Hanoi from scratch in color on screen. I forget if it's 1080p, 30 frames per second, or 720p, 30 hertz, but it loads the program, including booting the computer, in 500 milliseconds. Granted, he spent like 7 years on this, and he wants to, like, I don't know how long it's going to take to make this thing fully work and be usable, but this is what he's dedicated his life to, because he said, I hate programming now. I don't want to make programs for other people because I hate using computers. So once I fix this problem, I can be a programmer again.
I think there is a potential future where things could be fixed. And things could return back to sanity. And my whole thing is just make it like it was with Windows XP. I know that introduced some things of its own, some problems of its own, but I think that's the best. That would be the best way.
Yeah. Thank you for coming out. Sorry for. Hello. Sure.
All right. I just wondered what this was all about.
Oh, pleasure to meet you.
Pleased to meet you as well. I mean, it occurred to me recently that I've kind of, as a car enthusiast, been working with this implicit assumption that like there's a cutoff date for like when stuff just becomes not ownable long term. You ever think about that? Like, what's it like 2020 or so? Beyond that, you're probably dealing with like subscription seats, modules that can break or be disabled if you don't pay the subscription. And so, I kind of exclusively play with like 80s through the 2010s type of stuff. But how does that play out into the future? Right? Like, for our children's generation, when you're talking about a car that was made in 2025, they're basically like iPhones on wheels at some point.
Yeah, I think a lot of people give Tesla a lot of shit, and while they do deserve a lot of it, the one thing that bothers me there is that people will ignore every other automaker doing the same thing. So there was a large suit that happened because of General Motors collecting people's information and then selling it to insurance companies and using that to raise their rates. And that lawsuit goes back to 2016. And when you think of like a Chevy Malibu or something, you're not thinking of a car that's an iPhone on wheels. But because one company that's trying to innovate and trying to like do all this crazy techno shit and like getting rid of the dash, which I think is fucking stupid, but getting rid of the dash to put a screen there, Tesla winds up being a magnet for all of this aggravation that all of the other manufacturers should be receiving. Like the companies that did the ads saying that if you allow the right to repair to pass, that you're going to get raped in your parking lot or raped in your garage. The companies that paid for those ads were Nissan, General Motors, Honda, Ford, and Toyota. It wasn't even Tesla. Again, Tesla deserves a lot of shit. But like, I feel like they are a magnet for so much aggravation on anti-ownership and anti-repair policy that has been adopted by everybody at this point.
So it's cover, right?
Yeah, and it's hard to put a date on it because different manufacturers started doing this on different dates.
Well, I think there's like kind of a squeeze between like the just pure technical complexity of vehicles because of unrelated like emissions and other regulations, and then the actual like module programming ownership side where like if you go back to a 2000, the worst thing that happens is you have to find your radio code. But if you go to modern era vehicles, you have modules that are coded to the car just like the MacBook sleep sensors are. Except you're talking about like raising the stakes to 10x or more the value of your laptop, right? And bricking an entire car instead of bricking a computer. And it's like ironic that some of the same people would pay lip service to environmentalism because you're just going to send like shitloads of metal and silicon to the scrapyard, right?
Yes. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure to meet you.
What do you have to say? Hello.
How you doing?
Pleasure to meet you.
My name's Mike.
Lewis.
This is Kevin and Ben.
Pleasure to meet you both. Pleasure.
Thank you for having this.
Thank you for
We're
coming
big
out.
fans. We've been watching for a long time.
Awesome. Thank you for coming out.
I had a question for you.
Sure.
What was it like moving to Texas from New York? Did you have culture shock, or did you just instantly go, wow, I love this?
Austin is kind of like less populated than New York, so it's not
It wasn't
actual
a-
Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, actual Texas is kind of fun. I took my girlfriend to Llano recently, and the Masonic Lodge and Masonic Temple is right in the same building as their courthouse. She had a lot of fun watching. That stuff doesn't go. Her reaction to that, I'm not putting on YouTube, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's great. I came from California. He came from Washington. And we get over here and it's like, oh, wow, this is so...
It's not
free.
crowded. I'm not used to that part. Like, New York City had 8.5 million people in a space the size of Knoxville.
Right.
That's just nuts. That takes some getting used to. So when I go in, it's weird because in Austin, people who came from smaller parts of Texas will go, oh my God, it's so busy. There's there's like anxiety. And I'm walking down the street going, there's nobody here. What do you mean? There's nobody here.
Okay, that's great. That's great to hear because that's when I started watching you, is when you were riding your bike through
cool.
New York. I did real estate out in California, so I was watching you basically tear down what the media was saying, and that was amazing. So we hear, oh, everything's okay and this and that and everything. And you go through and it's like, no, there's nobody open. The places are going down and it's still getting
The
worse.
sad part about it is that when I go to other places, like when we were in Boulder, Colorado, and I'm going down one of the main corridors, every place had retail space for lease. So like New York City was like a canary in the coal mine for what I see happening all across the country, which is all the main streets have all these shops that are closed. And then people will say, well, why are you focusing on New York if it happens everywhere? And it's when you live in a town that has a Dollar General and a gas station, like I'm not going to make fun of you. Right. When you claim to be like the place that you go to follow your dreams, that has the highest tax rate, and it costs $3,000 for a fucking studio apartment, then yeah, like I'll point out that it's not what you were saying it is.
Well, this is happening to all the industries. And firearms is another one that they're trying to do, but they can't do it to the firearms because you can still repair all those. So they're making, like in California, they made it to where you can't go shoot anywhere.
They're also trying to make it so your 3D printer has to connect to the internet to figure out if what you're doing is 3D printing a gun, which is...
When you were covering that bill in California, I was just waiting for someone to say, and I was so sad I didn't see it, this legislation seems like a bill in search of a problem that does not exist.
I wanted to play that woman's clip so bad. I just wanted to have a little speaker. It always works in the gaming industry, uses it. It was a pleasure meeting you all. Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Thank you. Louis,
Pleasure meeting you. Pleasure meeting you, my friend. Pleasure meeting you. Pleasure. Sorry, my hand is swayed.
I'm generally a selfie person, but
oh, sure.
I'd appreciate it if you... All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. How
Hello.
are you?
Pleasure meeting you.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
I've followed your content for a little bit. I actually have something. It's an iPod. I've had this thing since I was like a freshman in high school.
Is that the third or the fourth gen?
I think third, maybe?
The third gen has a 9 dB roll-off if you use 16-ohm headphones. I remember measuring that in 2004.
Yeah. Well, when I was moving up here to Tennessee, I had stored it improperly and it got crushed. It'll still charge, the screen will turn on, and I'm hoping that the data isn't destroyed. Now, I know you didn't come here for this, but I was hoping maybe you'd take a look at it. In your own time, I don't know, there's actually a really good story behind it. It's been stolen 3 times, several ex-girlfriends, whatnot, and...
So the data on it is done?
I don't know. I don't know if it can be recovered or not. I mean, heck, to me, it's just it's a piece of trash to me right now.
That's a good question.
Right.
Is this the one that uses a zip hard drive or something? I don't remember.
To be honest, I don't know what that means.
If you sent this to us, then maybe.
Okay. Yeah, how do...
I have no idea if you can or you can't, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to get your opinion about it, because most people I've talked to, they don't really want to touch things like this.
If that is a zip drive, I forget because it's so old. If the drive is over here, or it's
right.
Flash, maybe. If the drive is over there, your data is actually dust at the moment.
Right. That's what I was hoping you would
If
know.
you shake it, actually, it's too...
Yeah, there's rattling in it.
Your data is most likely that dust. I can't say for sure without opening it, but...
Right. Well, it was worth a shot, But if I did send it, like, how do I do that?
Just the website on rossmangroup.com.
Okay.
Yeah, just send it everything.
Right.
Hello.
This is my wife.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you.
Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I definitely support a lot of right to repair stuff. Do you have a card?
I don't have any business cards on me.
My neighbor actually is running for office, and he actually wanted me to get your card so that maybe you and him could communicate, because he's getting into the local politics.
Have him email me, just lewis@rossberggroup.com.
Just send you an email?
Yeah, I'm hiring somebody to help me with reading my email in the next few weeks, just because I get 300 a day. But if you send it, I will eventually read it. That's how. Yes. One of them's sick, but otherwise.
Aww. I'm a crazy cat lady, so.
Crazy cat man.
Are you?
Yes. Pleasure meeting you both.
Yeah, pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. Hello.
Nice.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Sorry. Big fan of your channel and stuff. Your LTT rant is the thing that got me over to your channel. I was like, oh, cool. I just kind of opened a whole new side of the tech YouTube space.
I don't like the fact that the word influencer is a word that people cringe at. Like, that should not be a word that you cringe at. Like, the people who influenced me, like Roy Hendrickson and Ricky Beegan and Gretchen Mathwich at Avatar Studios that taught me how to be a tech, or like Duke from the Netherlands. These are people, like, though they influenced me in a good way. But this is just my opinion. If you accept $10,000 to $60,000 to advertise a product, and then you find out that that product may be scamming anybody, regardless of what that does for your personal image, you accepted money to advertise the product. People may be using it because of you. You got to tell people when you find out it's a scam. I don't care if you think that everybody already knows this, so they should do their own I don't care if you think it'll make you look bad. I've had to make many videos. This is where something that I told people to use, like Repair Shop or anything else. I'm sorry, this turned out to be a complete piece of shit. Here's why. If you use this program because I told you to, my bad. And here's the thing, at the end of the day, nobody cared. I don't have a single email in my inbox saying, I can't believe you suggested this software and then years later it ended up being bad. People appreciate honesty. Like, just tell, and now that's for something I never even got paid for. It's not what this event is here to discuss, but yeah, like, if you accept, there are no standards that people hold YouTube content creators to, and it drives me nuts. Like, I don't even take money to recommend shit, and I feel more of a responsibility to my audience to go over something if I got it wrong than people that got paid for it. But it's just my opinion.
I definitely think you have like the most follow-up videos on stuff.
Huh?
I definitely think you have like the most follow-up videos on stuff compared to like, so like anytime you like talk about something, if you like got something slightly wrong or more news comes out, you go back and cover it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that.
That was one of the issues that I had with Vice a long time ago, and I feel bad because one of them went on to find 404 Media, and they do great work. In 2019, there's one story where this guy, Henrik Husby, Apple actually had a point. They weren't getting the screens refurbished. They were selling the screens and the broken ones, and then the guy was buying new ones that had the logo, an Apple logo on. It wasn't his fault, it was the vendors, and he got sued. Apple actually had a point. You're putting a fake logo on parts that you made. Like, don't do that. And the paper never actually corrected that when I sent them all the court docs and all the information. I never heard from the guy again. It's been 7 years. I'm still waiting to hear his reply. I did at least 2 or 3 follow-up videos, and it still pisses me off to this day that the 3 follow-up videos I did combined did not get the viewership of the first one. I edited the title of the first one because I felt bad that I got the case wrong, even though I didn't have the documents. So people will understand, and there is like 1% of people that will really hate you because you got something wrong and you corrected it. And like that's life. Most people understand that you make mistakes, and they're not going to crucify you for it. Awesome. Thanks for absolutely.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Hello. I just wanted to say hi to you. I was going to give you some of these. I printed them off the other day.
What is that?
Basically mini flock cameras. So I was talking to a guy over there about it. I was planning to leave
the camera. Come with. I want to show this to people who watch. Yeah. Can you hold this so that I can focus and show people what this is? Yeah. Let's see. So this is a mini flock camera, you said?
Yep. So I was ready to print these off. I was talking to the guy over here. I'm planning to, because the back is flat, I can either print them a little bit bigger for a sticker or print a small sticker for it. And basically QR code like information onto the back of it about this.
That is cool.
A lot of people don't even know what this looks like.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I didn't even know what they looked like. Yes, this is the mess that never works right.
Yeah, that's the goal of them, kind of leaving around places.
I love it when it shows up. There's like 3 batteries taped to it. It's fine. At the beginning of 2020.
Thank you. I'll take one. I don't have space for more in my pocket at the moment, but I'll take one.
At the beginning of 2022, I bought an LG TV to immediately root it with the sticker still on it. I'm like, hell yeah.
That is so cool. What operating system is this?
It's WebOS. So it's like the Palm days. It's the same base.
What's annoying is that if you use Netflix, if I connect my computer to the TV and just use Firefox, I get a 720p, 1 or 2 megabit per second stream.
Yeah.
So technically, I can make my
If
TV
you're
dumb.
lucky, it's usually 480, isn't it?
I can make my TV dumb, but I lose access to quality.
Yeah.
Or I can use their app and get 4K, 15 to 30 megabit per second stream, but
Sucking all your data.
yeah, so it's like, it sucks that is a choice. I would like to, now, there's always the third choice, which is Usenet, Soulseek, and then just, the sad thing is when you pirate it, not only do you get 4K, but there's no spying. And this is the thing that's bothered me for over 25 years, is that when you pirate something, you are treated better. You get a better product than when you pay. I have enough money, and at this point, I'm not 12 anymore. If I want to buy a movie or a TV show, I can afford it. The reason that I don't pay for things at times is not because I don't think that it's worth paying $20 or $100 for this TV series. It's because you want me to buy it through a means where if I watch it, I have to do it at either low quality or get spied on or deal with bullshit.
Yep. If buying isn't owning, piracy isn't stealing.
Real shit. Thank you. Huh?
See if I can find the file I grabbed for it real quick. That way I can
I want a picture with you if you don't mind. A picture?
Absolutely.
Sorry for being so awkward.
No worries.
I am just an
Yeah.
awkward person.
Me too.
Could you take a picture?
Hello.
Sorry. All right. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think I found the file.
What file do you mean? What is this?
I believe it was this one, and I just printed that one specifically.
Oh, cool.
But basically, this has a way for you to print it larger, about to look like that, and I just printed that headpiece.
That's beautiful.
I think you have a public email for you to send things to.
Yeah, Lewis at
I'll
rossgift.com.
probably send that to you.
Thank you. Pleasure. Hello. Thank you. Pleasure meeting you.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you.
You too.
Pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Good luck. Enjoy Tennessee.
I will. It's a nice place.
So far.
I'm tired. Hello.
Nice to meet you. I'm Andrew. Sorry. I'm
Pleasure to meet you.
A little broken right now. Do you care if I get a picture with you?
Sure, go for it.
All right. Can you do it on your side?
Oh, that's the wrong way.
Awesome.
That might be better.
Thank you so much.
Anytime, sir.
Love your content.
I love it too. Hello. Very good. Debating a second one.
Are like least expensive ones, but
Debating a second one.
oh no.
Thinking about it.
You should try a different version.
What are the different ones? I don't drive tonight, so this is actually a perfect time.
This one is my favorite. I love why I like I'll go back here. This one's really smooth though. That's
Huh.
why I like it. You want to sample it?
I'll sample it. I shouldn't, but I'll sample.
I know. It's okay though. I'm
I
not
may be back for this. You promise you won't judge?
I won't judge, I swear.
Thank you.
You make good money here.
Are you doing shots? I haven't been to the bar yet. Kevin got me a drink though. It's quite good.
Here we're going to introduce the person that found and edited all of the Bruce Lehman clips. Say hello to...
Hello there.
I didn't want to ruin your drink. Can you sign this for me? Absolutely. Thank you.
No problem.
want this one? You're my designated drinker.
Really?
Okay, turning off stream. This has been great. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Indeed, I did, Mini Liebste. I did quote of buying is and owning piracy and stealing. Real shit. Hello, Mini Liebste. Why are you not in bed? Why are you not sleeping? I do believe the time right now is 1:36 a.m. Oh, I did catch you. Anyway. Until next time. Bye. This was a good event. This came out pretty well. Hey, I'll do one more round. She took my liquor away from me.
Hell yeah, she should.
What was it called?
She probably needs some liquor.
She works for me. She definitely needs liquor.
She definitely needs some
What is this?
51.
51 straight per. Okay. Add 5 years.
I asked for a quick picture with my husband real
Absolutely.
quick.
Let's do it.
Thank you. Because he really
She complains I don't have
enjoys
no
watching.
picture. She doesn't have no pictures
He
of me,
really
so.
enjoys watching your
I have a
stuff.
face made for radio, so I don't have a lot of pictures of me
Yes.
either.
You're doing better than I am here, so. Thank you, sir.
Anytime. Pleasure.
Yeah, appreciate you coming out here
Pleasure.
and everything and getting the word out.
Thank you. The bartender would like to know if you like the whiskey. You want another one? What? Fine. I'll get one. This is great. I haven't gotten it. Hello. Absolutely.
I'll take it for you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for coming out. I really
Thank you for your
appreciate
good
it.
work. Seriously.
Hopefully we get
your
a.
channel for probably 5 years now. And I woke up this morning, I opened up YouTube, and I see Johnson City. I'm like, dude, what? So what brings you to Johnson City?
Thank you for coming out.
Oh, thank you for coming here.
Yeah. Yes. She says 2 more. So the free sample paid off.
I know, right? The samples.
How long have you worked here for?
2 years. Probably won't stay long, but you know, bartending is always temporary.
Why not long?
I don't know. I don't want to be a bartender forever.
What's your dream for life?
I'm in school for clinical psychology.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I
So
don't
you-
want to be a therapist.
But this is you don't want to be psychology, but not therapist. What is
Yeah,
that?
I would rather administer the drugs and stuff than actually be talking.
You're
I
getting
love-
both at the same time.
I know. I love.
You
talking to
administer
people.
drugs and you listen to people talk about their problems.
Exactly what I'm doing.
This is exceptional
Just a little
practice.
different.
Yeah.
Did you want to?
Yeah. I should. Okay.
I also want to say thanks for responding to my email a few months back. I had a scooter issue that I had trouble fixing because of weird Torx bolts, and you put up a an unofficial article on the.
I remember
Consumer
you.
Rights Wiki.
I think I asked you for more pictures or something. I forget.
Yes, and I sent as many as I could.
I think if you responded, I fell off the treadmill, and I hope I remembered it.
No, you got just as far as it needed to go. I went in and made a few edits to the article to
Awesome.
clarify some things, but
Thank you.
no, it looked great, and I'm so pleased to have that out there because I use that scooter every day to get to work and school, and I think that more people need to be aware of these issues so that we can really get the pressure on so that we're able to more easily repair the stuff that we rely on in day-to-day life. And so, yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
No,
I
thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Would you like left cup or right cup?
Oh my god, that's fine. Hey, your hot sitter doesn't have to.
Uh-oh. The what? I don't have any. I have canned cat food. The dry cat food is at the vet, waiting for somebody to go pick up and pay for it.
How to fill the postcard or examples on the board. Thank you so much.
Hello. I love the shirt.
It'd be great to shake your hand if I could.
Unfortunately, Phil.
That's all right. It's great to meet you. I love everything that you do.
Thank you so much.
I followed you for a long time.
Are appreciated, but not necessary. What can I do for you guys?
You got an XL on that?
I believe
He's actually lost weight before like a minute.
Yeah. I lost 20 pounds over the last year too, but it's not helping that.
we might be out of XLs in that
Oh,
size.
no.
Hold on. No, the largest we have is just the large women's size. We have more sizing than this.
Can you order them online?
Not yet, unfortunately. We ordered some.
Got to take off? Boom. Just talked to you before. Can I give you a little Jesus?
Absolutely.
Everybody needs some.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Always praying for you. Have a good one. We'll see you online.
It's again, yeah.
It's PS5.
Don't. No, you can keep your cards. We don't keep them. A lot of people leave their cards.
Can you tell the difference between subscribers to the YouTube channel and their spouses who drove
Are
them
just
here
here.
but want to go home?
Yes.
Like play a game. Which person here is a spouse that wants to go home?
The pregnant
I feel
lady
so
that's
bad.
sitting at the bar.
I feel bad.
No, but they're all like having fun, and everyone here is nice. I think. I hope at least. To me, they are. At least.
So far, very nice.
Yeah, I would say to me. At least.
Did you get a postcard?
No, I don't. Well, the funny thing is, I didn't even know what Fulu, F-U, I don't know if you say Fulu or if you say F-U-L-U, but I didn't even know what it was until then. So it's funny because I was telling someone else, because they knew what it was, and they were telling me about it before you started speaking. And I was like, okay, I'll actually listen. And usually events are so boring here, so I like zone out. But I was actually listening, and I was like, because obviously it's things that I feel like I should already know about, you know? But yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely learn some.
Can we get you a postcard?
Yeah, give me a postcard.
Okay, I'll get you a postcard, Phil.
Oh, same.
You gotta get a postcard. Do you have a postcard for the bartender? Can you give the bartender instructions on how to fill this out?
They're on the board.
Oh, crap. Sounds excellent.
Lewis is getting.
I'm making sure everybody.
Lewis have a rough morning.
What do you mean a rough morning? I don't have to speak tomorrow.
Yeah, we do.
Tomorrow. If you asked, I asked the bartender, I said, can you tell who are the people who subscribed and who are the spouses that really don't want to be here? Let's play a game.
Literally all the women.
Gee, it feels... I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel guilty.
Hi, thank you for having this.
Thank you.
This is very nice.
Oh, yeah. It's a Molotov cocktail. Think about fighting the government.
Oh, no, she's debating. I think it's a frog or a cat, but it's like, was it my tummy hurts and I'm mad at the government?
Yeah.
But she thought this would be a little more appropriate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd love to. I like sitting at my desk. I work on robotics, so yeah, it would be cool.
That is some strong stuff. Thank God.
Louis.
That looks like Lilia after a meal.
I took a couple here. Let me know if those work.
But she looks guilty. Okay. I'm going to
This
bring...
is for the...
Yes, everybody needs to fill one out. Hello.
Can I be able to get a picture?
Absolutely.
I also wanted to talk, since you were talking so much about John Deere, I wanted to mention an issue that's been going on in the auto industry. I feel should give a little more attention.
One second.
How they show that it's capable of being done. Like, why would you spend that much money?
I have a postcard.
I don't even know how it works.
I got that sent to you, by the way.
You put this over there, and you write your story over there. Whatever it is, I'm sure you'll write something very compelling. I trust you.
By the way.
Thank you. All right. All right. What do you have? All right. What do you have?
So I wanted to speak about, you know what OBD2 is?
Yeah.
In the automotive industry. OBD2 was mandated during the Clean Air Act. I believe it was passed in 1998. And it basically standardized the whole 16-pin as well as the software that they use to read automotive data and emissions. My name is Paul. I'm a service advisor for a fleet maintenance company. We deal with over 1.25 million vehicles across the United States and Canada. And a lot of what we see with modern vehicles is manufacturers, Stellantis specifically, but others like Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, because of course, they're using secure gateway modules and software lockouts to essentially stop third-party shops from having access to key data in order to diagnose vehicles. And this is becoming more and more prevalent. Ford and GM, less so, but they're starting to use it more on their modern vehicles. And it's basically pushing third-party shops out of business because they can't diagnose these vehicles anymore. So we're starting to see this more, and I'm starting to wonder if we're going to have a future where you're required to take your vehicle to a dealership. And the worst part about that is we're starting to see dealerships in California push $350 to $400 an hour just to fix your car.
Yeah, your congressperson actually co-sponsored something called the Repair Act, which is supposed to give people access to the data that's inside your car. Yeah. And it's supposed to look into barriers for it. And one of the reasons that I think that, one of the reasons it's an interesting stop is because your congressperson is actually one of the people that doesn't like that future. Recently, I know that Ford and the General Motors executives lobbied Trump saying we think this is bad. They want a much watered down version of that bill. So something to put on a postcard that you send to your Congress representative is, thank you for co-sponsoring the Repair Act. Do not allow this to be watered down in any way, shape, or form.
No, yeah, that's what I put on there.
The bill that's going through right now is not watered down. They want a bullshit watered down version of that bill to replace the current one, and that can't happen. Because then you will be fucked and you will be stuck in the way that you described.
No, yeah, we're going to have a lot of problems with third-party shops because that is a lot of the industry. That is a massive industry, and that is going to cripple the automotive industry in the near future if we don't stop it here and now.
Yeah, thank you for coming out.
Likewise, same to you. You take care.
Have a good day, sir. Hello.
Hey. Nice to meet you.
Sorry, I don't have a hand free.
Yeah, you're good. Where should we put these?
Oh, if you just give those to Maria at the table over there.
Okay.
I could bring it over for you.
I'll take it over.
All right. Thank you very much for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for coming. How did you even hear about Johnson City?
My best friend grew up here.
Oh.
Jake Palumbo. Tommy Jake Vick. He's a music producer. Shout out if he's actually listening to this. Best studio roommate I've ever had of all time.
I think every conversation I've had here included, how does he even know what this town is?
Shout out to Jake Palumbo, my favorite resident of Johnson City, Tennessee. A genuine cool dude. We worked together at Progressive Music in the Film Center building in 2007. And we've been, he's a very honorable guy. He's a music producer, artist, etc.
Where's my wife, Nika?
Pleasure to meet you. Sorry for the hands being full.
Yeah, nice to meet you. What are you guys chatting about?
How did I find it?
Oh,
Figure
yeah.
this place out. You get a picture with you if you don't mind. This will probably be like the 200th selfie you take today, but they'll be like, oh, another
Do you want me
picture.
to take a picture or?
No, I was going to just ask someone else to take
Oh,
it.
okay.
For both of us.
Ask the lady.
Sir. Alrighty, 3, 2, 1. Got it. Appreciate it. Hey man, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Sorry for the...
No problem. My name's Garrett.
I'm Louis.
I'm a big fan, man.
Thank you.
How you like it in Texas?
I like it. It's just hotter than it is here.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I like the hills here, and I like that the scenery. It just looks like water falls here more than once every 2 years. So, Texas does not have a landscape where it looks like water ever comes down from the sky.
Yeah, except for when it floods. Yeah.
Yes, except for when it floods. Yeah. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, man,
I really appreciate it.
enjoyed it. Right through repair.
Indeed.
I'm a big IT guy. I've been laid off for a while. You guys got any openings or know anybody hiring?
I don't. I used to have 16 employees, and now I have like 5. It is a tough world.
Seems like IT, I don't know if it's around this area, it just seems to kind of take a downtrend. I'm seeing a lot of layoffs.
I think a lot of companies hired way more people than they actually needed. So they're using AI as a cover to let people go, and in reality, and from 2016 to 2026, with the low interest rates and all these companies just throwing money at anything, all these companies hired a bunch of people to seem impressive, and then after COVID, they hired a bunch of people, and now it's easy to blame AI rather than just, we hired a fuck ton of people to look more successful than we were.
That's true. There was a lot of hiring during COVID, going remote and all that stuff.
Yeah, like a lot of these companies that say because of AI we're getting rid of people, when you actually look at their employee numbers, they're still higher than where they were in 2013 or 2015. It's a very fucked up economy, and a very fake economy in many ways, in my opinion.
This thing, the Japanese bond market or something is crazy, and we dropped like a bunch of billions to shore it up, and
America
low
first.
interest rate. Yeah, America's
America
first.
first,
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that, that's why I was really surprised to learn that Diana Harshbarger is apparently pro right to repair. I'm shocked by that. I'm a DSA member here, and I've had some run-ins with Diana Harshbarger, and she has not been pro anything that I support. So really surprised to hear that. It's new information to me.
It's one of the very few issues that unites almost everybody in Congress. It's not a difference of left versus right. It's a difference of who has been bought by the manufacturer and who has not been purchased by the manufacturer. Like if it's a Democrat in New York, they support this. If it's a farmer in Nebraska, like Tom Brandt, they support this. It's really just a difference of who has been paid for by the because like when I speak to a lot of these individuals, like one of them, they actually co-sponsored a repair bill because they were told it was going to be $750 for a tier 3 or tier 4 repair at Apple, and the only problem was a dead fan. So that when there's a story like that, and who doesn't have a story about a car dealership wanting more money than what an independent mechanic would offer them? So there's just too many cases of people having a really good personal story, and I can't think of anybody that wants things in their car to be a subscription.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. This is a really...
Like on one hand, there are a lot of other issues that people will say are way more important that you should talk about other than this going on in modern society. And even leaving Spokane. There were wildfires engulfing the entire city. Are they really going to be thinking about the DMCA when I left, or are they thinking about how do I keep my state from going on fire? Right? Like, where do we? What do we do to fix this? But this is one of the issues where it's not a left versus right issue. It's just nobody likes this. There's even the people that wrote these laws don't like them. So it's one of the things where it may not be necessarily the most important issue of our time, but the way I see it is, it should be the easiest to unite people to fix.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, it like you showed in your footage earlier, like, yeah, a lot of farmers lean pretty conservative, and they're like, hey man, you locked me out of my tractor, I can't fix my tractor. It's a 90-10 issue.
There was this one, like in Nebraska, it was interesting because it was a right to repair bill, and Democrats had voted for it, the Republicans had voted against it. All the farmers are Republican, but then this one farmer ran against his own representative, that was Tom Brandt, and then co-sponsored the bill that he got laughed at for wanting to be pushed through. So I love seeing that. It's enough of an issue that people will actually run for office because they're so pissed off and beat their incumbents.
That's excellent.
Thank you for the water. It's better than the... Do you want the rest of it? Do you want the rest of it?
Oh no, I'm
good.
How long are you in town?
Until tomorrow morning. Then we drive to Atlanta and do it all over again.
Cool, man.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming out.
Absolutely. This is my hometown. This is where I grew up. IT guy here. Big fan of your stuff. If you like burgers, there's a good burger place downtown. It's called Mid-City Grill. They're open late at night.
I'll check it out. Thank you.
welcome,
Pleasure
man.
meeting you, sir. That guy is wearing a shirt with a picture of my cat on it.
Picture of your cat?
I stopped selling that shirt in 2016.
I would have been so scared. I would have been like, no,
stopped
hand
selling
it back.
that shirt in 2016.
Wait, I wish I saw it. That's kind of. Oh.
But why Johnson City? I completely agree with that statement, actually. I missed the storms a lot, so I was just like, kind of curious. My second thing is, I watch your videos pretty much every night before I go to bed. My wife refers to you as Angry Man, and I wanted to let you know that.
That's awesome. It's very interesting because when I go on dates, or when I go out with somebody, they're actually expecting somebody completely different. And I have to explain, for 23 hours and 45 minutes of my day, I'm just, hi, how can I help you? Or like, I'm just normal, soft-spoken me. And then for like 10 or 15 minutes, I just rage at whatever company has fucked people over, this company trying to sue me, this company changing terms and sale after the sale. And after that, I'm just mild-mannered, boring, flat me.
The videos are so cathartic, though. Like, whenever you're ranting about stuff, I'm like, dude, this makes me feel so good that, like, someone could get it out. Someone, like, actually knows this and actually is actually doing something productive for it.
We'll see if it is productive. Hopefully we get some progress.
Oh, 100%. I hope we do. We need it.
Thank you very much for coming out. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Did he mention I had a video idea for you? Cybersecurity, because you've made a lot of videos about all the scumminess of the world in the tech industry, but you haven't made videos about what people can do about it. You know, like VPNs, virtual machines, what your ISP is doing to track you, all these different things. I'm not so much in the right to repair world. I'm in the OPSEC world. And there's different things like with your threat models and stuff of what, you know, who's after you, or if you're just trying to miss the dragnet. So that's the world I'm in. So I'm still a little paranoid to be here. My mom's actually watching us through the light. Hi, Mom, if that's connected. I don't know. It probably is. But I got his card, his business card. I talked to him about it. I'll email over some privacy tools and things. You can take it or leave it. It doesn't really make a difference, but I think it would be beneficial for everyone to know that what's going on, what they can do to fix it. And, you know, I use Molvad because everything else logs, except for IVPN, but...
I like their stance on advertising, like no influencer marketing, I immediately trust them more. Yeah. Any item that I see advertised by a YouTuber, I assume is complete bullshit. Yeah. Like, if a YouTuber advertises something, it's like, I don't want to buy that.
Yeah, Surfshark, private internet access, Nord. Actually, Nord, I think that's owned by the government. Also, the US government bought 95% of all data collection companies back in 2020. So, yeah. Also, never used Telegram. I'd sooner cut a finger off than use Telegram. It was backdoored in 2020, and then when the CEO got arrested in 2023,
one of the conditions for him to get out is to give backdoors to Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, to all of Telegram. So every single Telegram message has now been cataloged, kept, and tracking crypto users with it.
Hopefully that is not.
Signal's very
I
good.
ate lunch with the person who is the chief technology officer of that. Friday.
Signal is very good.
If he ever puts that in there, I'll know.
Yeah.
I'll know. I can tell the bad poker faces.
Yeah.
I do agree with him what he says. Like, I think it would be helpful, like even just like a 2-minute per thing. Here's this. This is what it does. Here's why you should use it.
I made a 14-hour video with a 900-page manual on how to self-host every one of your own services, like an alternative to Google Photos, Google Drive, Google Office, a phone system, literally down to security cameras, thermostat. It's just, it has the viewership and the adoption that you would expect from a 14-hour video that has an accompanying 900-page manual. I'll show you. This is the... Yes.
That's the thing. It has to be quick and simple because people don't have the attention. Yes, exactly.
Everybody kept asking, what is your home setup? And I'm like, I started explaining it, and well, if I explain this, I have to explain that. And if I explain this, I have to explain that. And then I just kept going down this rabbit hole, and now I have this.
Holy Lord.
It has pictures. Look, it has pictures and how to, okay, it's not loading because of my sheet. It has, this is my table of contents. How to build your own router, the VPN, ad blocking, how Docker works, calendaring contacts with Sogo self-hosted, email self-hosted, setting up Home Assistant for your air conditioners, Home Surveillance System with FreeGate, FreePBX for your phone system, Google Drive, Photos, Docs, and Sheets replacements. Yeah, it's like pretty much everything that you use any major service for. The only thing that's missing is Spotify, and I plan to add that with Navidrome and Symphonia.
Because damn.
But this took 3 months of my life. I stopped. You'll see from September to December of 2024, I made one video. I was sitting at my house until 4 in the morning trying to perfect this. I wanted to make it so every guide that I've ever tried to follow on how to do all this shit, it either assumed that I knew something that I didn't, or it was missing something, and part of the thing that bothers me most about any Linux documentation is it's wrong. It's missing something, or it's wrong, and you have to be technically savvy to figure it out. So I said, I should be able to show this to my fucking grandma, and she could set up self-hosted email. And if she can't, then I failed. And I tried to do that. Anyway, I would be open to your input on this if you read it. It's wiki.fudo.org. And it has an accompanying 14-hour long video with timestamps. I tried to figure out how to explain this quickly, and it's impossible.
That's the thing. You have to break it down to the individual because, I've got friends. I go, hey, change the operating system on your computer. I only got one. I don't want to mess everything up. All right, that's fine. Use a VPN. I got Nord. Nord's horrible. Use Molvat. Cool. And now he was paying $15 a month. Now he's paying $5 a month.
That's good.
And, a lot more servers not being tracked. It's the small things. A 5-10 minute video of these are good browsers. These are bad browsers. This is good. This is why you should use a virtual machine. You could use this and this to set up the virtual machine. And I'll link the videos. I'll email him. I'll go home tonight or tomorrow. I'll send it. I'll do everything if you need. I'll link videos. You can put it in the description. I'll list all the stuff. And again, I'm paranoid, and these things have been vetted by someone far better than me.
You're not paranoid if they're actually after you. Pleasure meeting.
Yeah.
Another thing I think would be maybe a good addition to the Consumer Rights Wiki is better alternatives, like Audible. There are audiobook sites that give you DRM-free books that you can download. I cannot find a single audiobook that released recently that's not an Audible exclusive original that's not on them. So instead of giving Audible money, you can pay.
It's really cool to have a section for alternative. I got to talk to Keith about that. Keith is the one managing the wiki.
I can email you a bunch of alternatives that I found.
Go for it. Please do. Thank you, sir. Oh, wiki.fudo.org.
Okay.
And then you'll find on the Fudo YouTube channel, there's 2 videos. Each of them is 7 or 8 hours long. That goes over how to replace all those services in your life. It's editable by anybody, so you can edit it without having to ask me. Because I know that I'm probably going to get something wrong if I try to write a 14-hour guide. But hello.
Hello. Wait, am I on mic?
Yeah, Maria Palazzo.
No.
What do you have to say?
No, not my name. I wish.
She found every Bruce Lehman clip.
I did. That I did
She
do.
gets full credit for
That I did. Cory Doctor helped.
She also gets full credit from you.
Now, I don't know if I want credit for that one.
I kind of like found out about this morning, and that's why I didn't bring anything for you to sign. But can you sign this then?
Absolutely.
Thank you. We got pens. Yeah, we got
I'll
pens.
take a pen.
And I literally just came from work, so I didn't bring anything.
Yeah, I brought her a change of clothes.
You like my really cool
That's great.
shirt?
That's exactly what you would have picked out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, it was nice meeting you, man.
Good meeting you both.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Oh, you're getting dropped on,
Yeah,
oh
we're
yeah,
hoping
watch
it's-
out.
yeah.
It's leaking. Sign's leaking.
I didn't know where the water came
Our
from.
umbrellas.
It's the air conditioning. I think. Or maybe a leak.
Oh, this thing's nice. Is this yours? Oh. I make custom cabinets and furniture for a living, so this is
He
solid
does
wood.
this all the time when
Yeah.
we're out. He's like, this
This is nice.
This is
Yeah,
oak.
Would
exactly.
you look at that?
Oh yeah.
He really does. Like, you're not wrong. That is not an exaggeration.
Well, I got to put all this experience to some
There you
use.
go. Listen, it's the little things that make sense.
Right.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
You have a good one. Thank you.
Almost like looking into his house. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how that's allowed, but the ALPR, right?
Well, it's his property, so if he happens to be emitting 205 nanometer energy within 100 meters of his property, I don't know what the law is about that. I just
Yeah, I don't either. I don't think we have any Florida laws. It's like you can't.
I don't know what the nanometer is. It's, pleasure meeting you. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, appreciate you.
I'm going to turn this thing off and then drink some water. All right, and finished. It probably is.
Okay, I didn't want to throw
I
it
didn't
away
finish
if
it.
it wasn't, but
I'm a horrible customer. I'm sorry. The worst customer. All right, thank you. Well, that's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. See you in the next video. Bye now.